Have you ever wondered how an ancient civilization, without the wheel, without iron tools, and without a written language, managed to build one of the most sophisticated and extensive road networks in human history? Today, we're journeying back in time to the majestic Andes Mountains to uncover the secrets of the Inca Empire and their incredible engineering marvel, the Capac Own, the Great Inca Road. Imagine a network stretching over 25,000 miles from modern-day Colombia down to Chile and Argentina. That's long enough to wrap around the entire Earth. This wasn't just a simple path. It was a complex system that conquered some of the most challenging terrains on the planet, from scorching coastal deserts to dizzying mountain peaks over 16,000 feet high. And through dense, humid jungles, the Inca built a road that united an empire. How on earth did they do it? Let's start with the basics. The Inca didn't invent road building in the Andes. They perfected it. They inherited and integrated thousands of years of road building knowledge from previous cultures like the Wari. But what the Inca did was on an entirely different scale. Their goal was to connect every corner of their vast empire, Tawantinsuyo, the realm of the four parts, to their capital, Cusco, the navel of the world. This road network was the lifeline of the empire. It wasn't primarily for the general public, but for official state business. It allowed the Sapa Inca, the emperor, to dispatch armies, transport goods, and, most importantly, receive information with astonishing speed. And this is where one of the most fascinating aspects comes into play. The Chasqui. The Chasqui were the elite messengers of the Inca Empire, a human-powered postal service. These were highly trained runners who operated in a relay system. Stations called tambos were built every few miles along the road. A Chasqui would run their leg of the journey at top speed, carrying a message or a small package. As they approached the next tambo, they would blow a conch shell trumpet to alert the next runner. The message would be passed on without a moment's delay. This system was so efficient that a message could travel from Cusco to Quito, a distance of over 1,200 miles, in about a week. That's faster than the mail was delivered in Europe at the same time, even with horses. But what kind of roads were they running on? This is where the engineering genius truly shines. The Inca adapted their construction techniques to the environment. In the flat, arid coastal regions, they built low stone walls on either side of the road to keep the shifting sands from covering the path. They even marked the way with wooden posts. Climbing into the Andes, however, presented a whole new set of challenges. Here, the terrain is steep and unforgiving. So, what did they do? They carved staircases directly into the mountainside, sometimes with thousands of steps. These stairs were often just wide enough for a person or a llama, their primary beast of burden. To cross treacherous ravines and raging rivers, they constructed incredible suspension bridges woven from ichu grass fibers. Think about that for a second. They built bridges strong enough to hold people and pack animals using nothing but grass. These ropes were as thick as a human torso and were anchored to massive stone towers on either side of the canyon. Local communities were responsible for maintaining their section of the bridge, replacing the grass ropes every year or two in a communal ceremony that was both a practical necessity and a sacred ritual. Some of these traditions continue to this day, like the Quechua Bridge in Peru, which is rebuilt annually by 4 local communities. It's a living link to the Incas' engineering past. The road also had to deal with water. The Andes receive heavy rainfall, which can cause landslides and washouts. The Inca engineers were masters of water management. They built stone-lined drainage canals and culverts to channel water away from the road's foundation, ensuring its stability and longevity. The road's surface was often paved with fitted stones, creating a durable and stable path. The precision of their stonework is legendary. Just look at Machu Picchu. They applied the same skill to their roads, fitting stones together so tightly that you can't even slip a knife blade between them. And remember, they did all this without mortar. Beyond the road itself, the infrastructure supporting it was just as impressive. The tambos I mentioned earlier weren't just relay stations for the Chasqui. They were also storehouses called kolkas, stocked with food, clothing, and military supplies. These were strategically placed all along the network, allowing armies and officials to travel without having to carry heavy provisions. It was a brilliant logistical system that kept the empire running smoothly. Large administrative centers were also built at key junctions, acting as mini capitals to govern the surrounding provinces. So, the Capacaon was more than just a road. It was the physical manifestation of the Incas' power and control. It was a tool for military conquest, administrative control, and economic integration. It allowed them to move resources from one part of the empire to another, responding to famines or shortages. It was a symbol of unity, tying together dozens of different ethnic groups under a single rule. Every road led to Cusco, reinforcing the capital's central importance. The construction itself was a monumental feat of human organization. The Inca Empire had a system of labor tax called the Every able-bodied man was required to work for the state for a certain number of days each year. This massive, coordinated workforce, organized with incredible efficiency, is what allowed the Inca to undertake such colossal construction projects, from roads and bridges to temples and fortresses. Sadly, this magnificent road network also played a role in the empire's downfall. When the Spanish conquistadors arrived in the 1530s, they used the very same roads to rapidly move their troops and horses deep into the heart of the empire, facilitating their conquest. The roads that once united the Inca became the highways for their invaders. Today, large portions of the Capacaon still exist. You can hike on sections of the original Inca Trail to Machu Picchu, walking on the same stones that Chasquian Inca armies trod upon centuries ago. In 2014, UNESCO recognized the Capacaon as a World Heritage Site, acknowledging its incredible value to human history. It's a testament to an empire that, through sheer ingenuity and collective effort, literally moved mountains to build a connected world. They engineered the impossible, leaving behind a legacy carved in stone and woven in grass that continues to inspire awe today. What an incredible story of human achievement. It just goes to show what's possible with vision, organization, and a deep understanding of the natural world. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey into the past. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you in the next video.